Called Minister Farrakhan and asked him, could he call God? Could he talk to God? And he said, oh, my brother, I can do.
It's a lot to process. They've been 20 years later.
I can never come to grips with she's gone. She's so wonderful.
If you could go back and change anything, what would you do differently? How would you protect Aaliyah?
Oh, God. That's a good, ugly question, because there's so many things and so many nights that I've stayed awake wondering if I had made a plan different, or if I had been there to the video shoot myself, if my sister had been there, if this person had been there or that person had been there, we could have helped to make a better decision on taking that airplane.
So whose idea was it for her to go down to the Caribbean to shoot this?
Hype Williams. Yeah, Hype was the director. Be very honest with you, I did not want to use Hype Williams, but there was a push from management, which is her mom, to do a video with Hype. I did not really want to work with Hype Williams. I regret that. If I could do it over again, I would not have worked with him. I don't know where the video would have been shot. Would it have been still shot there or someplace else? But it's the first time I've ever said that. But that's what was in my heart when his name came up.
So it was more your sister than R. Kelly pushing for Hype Williams?
I don't know, but that's a very good question. There was some type of rapport my sister had with Robert Kelly that began to creep into our lives. And I really don't know what that is. I really couldn't tell you what that is. That's something my sister would have to talk about. But I did feel, because Hype and R. Kelly had a relationship, because he directed a lot of Robert's videos. So the fact that you just said that is very amazing, because it was a push to use Hype more than there was a push to use anybody else. So at that time, that was after the debacle with R. Kelly. I was for not having any linkage to Robert Kelly at all through directors or whatever. So that did come up that way, and I lost that battle, and Hype became the director.
Let's talk about this a little more. There's with the release of these streaming songs that you're beautifully putting out there, which we're going to talk about, there's been more talk about some of the terrible things that happened to Aaliyah as she was growing up through the business. But when you learned, I'll say different, what did you do when you learned that R. Kelly had illegally married your niece Aaliyah?
Went crazy. I really went into myself. I met with the minister and really had to debrief me. And because my reaction was not a good reaction, I had no understanding of it. I had no compassion for it. It was just totally out of the realm of what I would think any young girl should have had to experience. And I made myself known, obviously, to Robert Kelly and in a conversation, and I've never spoken to him again to this day.
What did you say to him?
Things like, who do you think you are? And we trusted you. I've worked very hard to make your career happen.
You were managing him.
Yes.
You must have felt terribly betrayed.
I was betrayed, and my whole family was betrayed. We gave him not just an opportunity to learn how to perform, but we gave him a lot of love and understanding, because he had a tough life. I felt like that kind of betrayal, that you have to do something to somebody. But because of the mentorship of the minister, I totally went another direction and simply just followed along with my sister and just kept it to a very low ebb in our family and to the public, so that Aaliyah would not have to experience as much strife and pressure that could come from her family. You know, she wanted to pursue her career. That was important to her. It was not to let anybody persuade her not to do that. And at times, Robert Kelly was very disruptive in trying to make decisions for us with Aaliyah's music. You know, he always wanted to be the center point of making her music. In fact, after we stopped working with him and decided to go in another direction, and we worked out a release from Jive Records to Blackground, he was still trying to produce the music. And we said, no, you're not ever working with Aaliyah. You will never be with her in the studio again. And people were questioning me, well, how are you going to repeat the success of the first album without him? And there's somebody else that can do this music. You know, I've been in this a long time. There are other writers and producers. And lo and behold, we met Timbaland and Missy. I have to say anything after that.
You've had conflict with your sister, Aaliyah's mom, over this process. Mm-hmm. Much of this is in rumors. Well, one of the rumors, obviously, that's out there, I just want you to put this to bed for if you can, was that R. Kelly had actually paid Aaliyah's family to be quiet about what happened. Any truth to that?
I don't.
Learn about and get paid as you learn with Coinbase Earn. We've paid out over 100.
Think so. I think it was mentioned. It was, you know, when a person was as successful as he was, you had a label involved. They had an interest to keep him afloat. They were making a large amount of money on every record we did. So it was natural for me to see executives, you know, hovering around him, making sure he was okay. They didn't know how to relate to Aaliyah, you know, but they were trying to see if the guy was okay, if the man involved was okay. And that's why I went to the owner of Jive Records and said, I can't be here anymore. I have to go. Aaliyah has to go. But you have a contract. I said, I don't care what we have. We didn't have to figure out a way to get out of that. And so what I did do was had an attitude of unrelenting, this is the way it has to be. Mm-hmm. So we got out of there. We went to Atlantic Records. And even Atlantic Records said to me, well, you know, Barry, we think Diane would be okay with Robert working with her again. How are we going to repeat the success you just had? And it was something inside of me that kept saying, we'll do it again. We'll do it again. I believe in Aaliyah. You don't believe in R. Kelly. I believe in Aaliyah. And we did it again. Did. But Leah was with me. She was with me. She said, okay, Uncle Barry, let's listen to the Timbaland music. And my son, Jomo, went to Detroit, and we started recording in Detroit. The first record we recorded was 1 in a Million. Baby crying, cricket on it. We loved it.
We are back with Aaliyah's uncle and music mogul Barry Hankerson. Barry has said in the past that Aaliyah's death tore his family apart. His sister, Aaliyah's mom, Diane, is the executor of her estate and released a statement objecting to the streaming release of her music. So, Barry, what led to your estrangement? And how do you bridge this divide? Because, listen, families can be tough. If we weren't related, we wouldn't even be friends with our family half the time. But it's still family.
Well, I have not really tried to bridge the gap because I really don't know how wide the gap is. I don't know why it became a gap. I'm a worker. I work every day, all day. I live on a farm. I literally farm every day. I feed cattle. I feed horses. I will bush hog a field. And that's what I know to do. That's what my father taught me. Work every day, son. Work every day. At some point, you'll get somewhere. So I don't know really what went on in my sister's mind. I don't know why she's done some of the things that she's done that I grossly opposed to. And I don't know this group of people that calls themselves the estate. I don't know if that's made up of my sister and my nephew, if that's a new group of accountants or lawyers.
What has your sister done that you oppose, that bothers you?
I really can't get into that. But it's something one day I hope she comes to grips with. You know, but a lot of things we all have done in life that we wish we hadn't have done, that was just completely out of character and out of context. But at this point, I'm forgiving. Whatever my sister did, or whatever she feels pain toward me for, I forgive you. I have no problem. The loss of a child, you have to reach to that parent with a lot of love, and that's what I thought I was doing by keeping the music not just everywhere, but I gathered the music back up so we could get some control of it. And not everybody, I thought we would create a demand for the music so we could create a good distribution system. And we've done all of that.
Is your estrangement from your sister related to R. Kelly?
I'm certain in some way it really is, yes. Yes.
Do you see yourself getting past that ever?
No. No.
You're a pretty cut and dry guy.
Well,
you're a farmer.
I've been living with this a long time.
Were you aware of the issues going on with R. Kelly when they were going on?
No. No, didn't have a clue. Completely ignorant to it.
Do you think anyone in the family was?
Yes. Yes, I think my sister knew a lot more than what we thought she knew.
So you're not just bringing Aaliyah's music to streaming. You're actually at this new Music 360 app.
Yes.
It's got all your background artists, right? I believe a part of it, right? So
yes.
You've got Tony Braxton, we've had on the show. You've got new artists like Autumn Martini. You've got a bunch of superstars on this thing. What new music will Aaliyah be bringing to this platform as well, so fans get to hear all the artists I've spoken to and her new stuff?
Well, we had the opportunity over the last 4 or 5 years to work with artists, current artists, superstar artists that loved Aaliyah, people that I would bump into in different cities or theaters and say, hey, brother, my name is Drake and I love Aaliyah. I just want to let you know I really loved your niece. And I said, well, would you be interested in doing a duet with her on one of the songs that we didn't complete? My son Jomo worked out a situation with Drake, him and his producer 40. So we gave them some tracks that Aaliyah was on, and Drake did an incredible job at recrafting an Aaliyah vocal with him. And that's coming out on the app, and that's part of the Unstoppable album.
How's the app going to change how people listen to music?
Well, it's an interactive social media type app. You can share the music, which is really a very desired request from music users on the app world, is to be able to play an Aaliyah record and then share it with somebody as far away as another country. We have programmed this app so that you can actually meet and greet people in other worlds. Music is the one thing that can bring people together, and part of this app is to do that.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Folks, go to music360.app.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all actually listen to this really good. This is a recent video too. Aaliyah's uncle, I wouldn't say he exposed or the family or nothing like that, because that's not what you're trying to do. He was just being honest, keeping it real. And damn, I'm in shock right now. I'm definitely in shock. So the pilot, which I didn't record because I recorded in the middle of it. The pilot body, by the morgue, they found traces of cocaine. It was also said that the pilot had a dispute about wanting to fly the jet to the Bahamas. And he had started, his flight career a couple of days prior. So we're gonna talk more about this on my live stream tomorrow, man. I was gonna do some live streams today, discuss some other things, and do a dash cam video, but we're gonna put in some work tomorrow. Thank you all for shouting me out, happy birthday and everything like that. I appreciate y'all, man. Love each and every last one of y'all. Y'all some real true supporters. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell button for more content. Knowledge is power. Aaliyah, rest in heaven. You didn't deserve this. And salute, big salute to Drake. R. Kelly's getting exactly what he deserves. Yeah, I love his music, but there's a big difference between loving an artist's music and not respecting or loving that person outside of music. So, y'all drop y'all comments below. Let me know what y'all think, man. I'll probably talk more about this tomorrow. Thank you again for the birthday wishes. Respect, respect. Salute to each and last one of y'all, man. And CJ signing out.